All right, Smooth 98.1. Love music, love life. 17 minutes past 5 p.m. It's a terrific Tuesday afternoon. Also, it's a Tech Tuesday because we're jumping into some tech-related activities this evening on Business Hub. This is where we get to talk about business and business activities as well. And today it's going to be an amazing one. Business Hub brought to you by Lotus Bank on Smooth 98.1 and the Smooth Drive. My name is Ayokunmi Kekireakon. Great to have you on board on a Tuesday evening because I'm really excited about this one. I'm pretty sure that you are as well. So before I get into the nitty-gritty, just to let you know how you can be a part of Business Hub, you can send your messages in to us on WhatsApp. The number is 0809 440 981. 0809 440 981 is the WhatsApp number. You can also join us on the live stream on YouTube at Smooth 981 FM Lagos. I'm decked out in my winter best, trying, looking all fly and everything. But anyways, you can join the live stream out there. Now, as we all know, and if you're living under a rock, I'll also let you know this. One of the latest pieces of news is that labor unions in Nigeria have suspended their strike for a week while minimum wage negotiations continue. Now, former deputy governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, Kingsley Moghalu, has lamented the lack of skills and productivity in Nigeria. So there was a contribution that he made to the minimum wage debates in a series of tweets. And I'm just going to, take a bit out of this. And I quote here, in the debates on national wage in Nigeria, we miss the fundamental point. There's little or no productivity in the economy. If we had a truly productive economy, there is no reason we can't have the kind of minimum wage of 400 or 500,000 naira that labor wants. But we can't because the level of productivity in the economy cannot support it. In fact, speaking about productivity, how productive is an average Nigerian worker? How skilled is he or she? And thus, how much value does he or she create? End of quote. So as we delve into that today, our guest joining me from the UK this evening to discuss building skills in product management using technology is Stanley Chileke. He is a product manager. Very good evening to you, Stanley. Great to have you on Business Hub this evening.
Good evening, Ayo. Thanks for having me. It's a great pleasure to be here. Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, talking tech on a Tuesday, what could be better? So before we get into anything technical, let's start at the beginning, as the Mad Hatter said in Alice in Wonderland, and get a definition. What exactly is product management? We've heard that so many times, but many people might not know what that is.
Yeah. Uh, Product management can be many things. It can be, what you make of it. It can be what an organization wants you to act in that particular role. But
Yeah.
in theoretical aspect, what product management really is that it's the practice of strategically driving the development, the market launch, and continual support and improvement of a company's digital products, and obviously using a lot of technological acumens. That's the way a product management works. It's basically being able to decipher what an organization wants to solve for and trying to make it into something of value to its end users as well as stakeholders as well. It encompasses a lot of other skills, a lot of other steps, ranging from conducting research, that is basically speaking to the end users, the people, the potential users of this digital product, speaking to these end users, trying to understand what their pain points are, trying to get in their feelings to understand what they do, how they do it, and try to see how you can automate these processes for them using technology, basically. It also entails developing a strategy, a product strategy, a vision for that product, for that digital solution that
Okay.
can go ahead to, deliver value to the end users as well as, bring in more revenue for the stakeholders as well. And a lot of other skills in,
Huh,
in retrospect
interesting.
there.
We'll actually get into the skill side of things, but I'm just wondering, first of all, can anyone actually decide to be a product manager? And does product management work across all industries, or is it restricted to a particular sector?
Yes, you've asked two questions there. The first question being that yes, anybody can get into product management. I'll just give you a bit of a backstory. I had my bachelor's degree in banking and finance and my master's degree in business management. And I haven't practiced any form of banking or any form of, business management in any
At
way
all?
at all, right?
Wow.
So right after banking, right after studying banking and finance, I just, conducted research into what I truly wanted to do as a career because I wanted to wake up every day being happy going to work, being
Mm,
happy,
mm, mm.
doing what I'm doing what I loved and being joyful about it, right? And I stumbled on the information and technology industry. I searched for, several roles. So there are several tech roles, not just product management that people can delve into. There are software developers, front-end engineers, back-end engineers, DevOps, quality assurance people. There are a lot of other tech roles, but because of how non-technical my educational background has always been, product management was my best fit, right? I started taking steps into it. So yes, anybody can get into product management. And in terms of the vast amount of industries that product management is open to, I would say a lot of industries, right? Because product management could be software, it could also be hardware as well. And
Mm.
in terms of the industries, information technology, the media industry, digital technology, manufacturing industry, healthcare, life sciences. I currently work in life sciences now, basically developing digital products to help public health agencies access the right amount of data that would help them fight diseases like malaria, diseases like COVID-19. So
Mm.
product management can, span across several industries. And just like I mentioned before, it truly has to be what the organization wants you to do, and you then have to develop a strategy and a vision for, achieving that business objective.
All right, that is interesting stuff. Now, I've always looked at tech as, oh, tech, it's the next big thing. But I always used to, wonder, tech, coding, software, this one, that one. But as you said now, I mean, product management is a non-tech role. Maybe, just maybe this rate might touch me, and I don't know. I could decide to actually walk down that path. But assuming I do want to walk down that path, let's look at this from a quote unquote a guidance counseling point of view. What skills would I need to actually get into the field of product management? What do I need to know? Where do I need to go? Who do I need to know? Who do I need to see? And so on and so forth.
So, with the work that you currently do right now, you have a lot of skills, a lot of transferable skills that can, be transferred into your product management career. Just speaking with you for these first few minutes, you have great communication skills. You've only met me today, and we've been able to discuss on so many things. That's basically stakeholder relationship management. You have, I'm sure with the work that you do a lot of documentation as well. That is
Right.
already, a good documentation skill, right? So as you are, what I love to tell people is, as you are, there are a lot of transferable skills that you currently have in your current career path. They are not going to be entirely discarded, right? You have a lot of transferable skills that you can take into product management. However, that does not, negate the fact that you need some technical skills that can only be gained through training and through experience, right? So one of the very first things I did was take training in product management that helped me develop some other technical skills that helped me in my product management career. In terms of soft skills that you would need to become a product manager, and just like I mentioned, great communication skills, written and verbal, written in
Okay.
terms that you are going to document a lot of your processes for for internal stakeholders and then also for your team as well. You would also need to be result oriented. You must also have organizational skills. You must be able to lead a team as well. You must have critical thinking, analytical thinking. You must be strategic in your thinking as well. Just like I mentioned, you must also know how to manage relationships with your stakeholders, internal and external people as well. You must also be able to collaborate cross-functionally. I'm sure with the current work that you do, you don't work alone. You collaborate as a team. You collaborate with people from legal,
Definitely.
from sales, from senior management team as well. You also need to have time management, problem solving skills. You must also have attention to detail, right?
Mm, mm,
Um,
mm.
one thing I know that you would also have is, great prioritization skills, right? Being able to prioritize what topics to actually bring onto the radio,
Oh,
right? So
yes. Very, very,
good,
very important.
yeah. So good prioritization skills as a product manager is very, very key. And in terms of technical skills, like I said, those can be, developed through training, such as project management, conducting user research, user acceptance testing, experiential design, product analytics. There are a lot of, technical skills that you can develop through training. And I'm sure along the line, I would, let everyone know how, they can, develop these skills or where to get this training from as well.
All right. Now let's just quickly dive into this because when you talk about careers and all that, you can't separate money from this. Now. Got to talk about the
Definitely.
money, the Benjamins and all that. So how
Yeah.
how how lucrative or um how much of a good living can one earn from a career in product management?
Um, to be fair, I was quite impressed from my very first pay as a product manager because one of you know, earlier on, I had mentioned that I conducted a personal research as to what I really wanted to do for my career. And one thing I really did was I went to some banks and I spoke to some of the workers there, asking specific questions. What is your quick advice to someone who just finished banking and finance and wants to get a job in the bank? What's your advice on that? And 80% of them said, don't do it, right?
Wow,
And
80%.
80% of them said don't do it. And I was able to pull out two reasons why they said that. One is there is no clear path for growth, like growing into the higher realms of the bank or growing in your pathway as a banker, right? And then also the pay as well. The pay seems to be stagnant as well. So I mean, obviously, just like you said, the money is very, very important.
Oh, yes.
And getting into product management, it's a very, very key role in the technological industry because you get to lead a team of technical people who are working together to develop digital solutions, solutions like Instagram, like Twitter, like Zoom, like WhatsApp. So you have the vision, right? And someone who has the vision steering a team towards a common goal would definitely
Mm,
get a good pay, right? And I would say product management, when you start off, you definitely get, way above average of someone who is just in an ordinary, or let me not say ordinary, just in like other, career paths that doesn't work in tech. You would get
okay.
above average, right? And then when you start growing in your role based off your experiences, your skills, the amount of tools that you can leverage to, to achieve the goals that you want to achieve, you know, you get to be able to negotiate higher for all the things that you really want to earn and the benefits that you
Okay.
want to get as well. So yeah, product management is a very, very lucrative, career path for people to delve in. Yeah.
Now that is music to my ears. Where the money's going to be, we definitely move in that direction. We'll talk more about getting fully into the field of product management on the other side of this quick breather right here on Business Hub on Smooth 98.1. My name is Ayokunmi. This is Business Hub. Don't go anywhere. All right, quick break, and then we'll jump back in.
No worries. How's that going?
Oh, really good. And tech has always scared me. I think about tech and I'm thinking, coding, all
Yeah.
this stuff. And I'm like,
There are so many roles in tech, so many non-coding roles like product management, like Customer success. Customer success is one of the easiest actually. It's like you just, helping the product team ensure that what they've launched into the market is actually achieving the value. Just like, just like customer service in the bank, right? But like
Okay.
ensuring that, the feedback we're getting from the customers, the development team is putting it into work and trying to improve the product. So there are a lot of, interesting, non-tech roles in tech these days. There are even people who are now technical writers, basically just writing for the product team. So quite interesting things happening so far.
It actually is because I know a lot of people that have transitioned into tech and all that. I have a friend who transitioned into cybersecurity and all
That's
that.
the highest paid role so far now in tech,
Cybersecurity.
cybersecurity. A lot of people getting into it.
Anyways, there's a question here that talks about saturated areas and all that. We'll talk about that when I jump back in right
Okay.
now. All right, welcome back. This is Business Hub on Smooth 98.1, brought to you by Lotus Bank. Welcome along on the ride. My name is Ayokunmi, and it's been quite an interesting time that I've been having this evening. I've been talking with Stanley Chileke. He is a product manager, and we've been talking about building skills and creating value through product management and tech. It is a Tech Tuesday on Business Hub on Smooth 98.1. It's a great time to talk about tech. Anytime is a great time to talk about tech and the future as well. To be part of the conversation, you can send your messages in on WhatsApp on 0809 440 981. 0809 440 981. Also join us on the live stream on YouTube at Smooth 981 FM Lagos. All right. Getting into WhatsApp now, Ali has sent a message and he says product management, product design, web design, UI, and UX. I always hear or see people tweet about moving from these skills to the coding ones, back end, front end, Web3. I guess you know what that means, and so on and so forth. Now, if now it is this constant perception that product management or web design skills and the likes are now oversaturated, and there are almost no jobs available there, especially now that there's AI that's seemingly doing some of these jobs. What do you have to say about this, Stanley?
So, generally, when I always hear that, a particular job role or a particular, industry is saturated, I do not exactly always agree because there would always be opportunities. There are a vast number of, product managers, UI designers, UX designers, and other roles. There are a vast number of these people with various levels of experiences
Right, right, right.
with various levels of experiences, right? So if in as much as you can say, okay, yes, there are a good number of these people, right? Everyone is on different levels, and you cannot be as a junior product manager, you will be competing for a space for a senior product manager, right? You only be competing with people who are also in junior roles as well, right? Yes, there are a good number of people pivoting into product management and other roles, but there are a vast number of industries as well. People are What I've noticed is people are being so much focused on digital technology, right? Product
Mhm.
management spans all the way into hardware, it spans all the way into manufacturing, into food, into retail management, into life science, which I'm finding
Okay.
entirely interesting with life sciences, right? Life sciences and healthcare as well. The healthcare industry has not been exploited. That I know within Nigeria, it has not been exploited in terms of building digital technology to support healthcare. So yeah, it can be partially agreed that yes, there are a lot of people pivoting into these roles, but then again, there are several levels of experiences. You won't be competing with everyone, you'll be competing with just a subset of people, right? And you can as well always strive to upskill yourself by, getting more training and, improving your skills as well.
Well said. It's similar to a whole lot of other industries where there's so many people trying to get into a particular role. When someone tries to get into the medical industry, into the radio, into media, there's always going to be somebody there. But I mean, it's always a case of, oh, there's someone, maybe that person is a better fit, or he's more experienced, or he's more skilled. So, like
Yeah.
you said, opportunities will be there. Ali, hope that answers your question. Now, back to getting fully into the field or the career of product management. Now, Stanley, what do you think? Is it better to start your own product management business from scratch or to, join an existing firm and just begin to work your way all the way to the top?
Well, it's a combination of both. Just like in every, sphere of life, it's only wise for you to stand on the shoulders of giants, people who have gone ahead of you, right?
Mm,
And what
mm,
and
mm.
what that means is basically when you want to start your own organization, you don't just, I mean, people have done it and they have been successful at it, right? But
Right.
for you to, start off your own business, it's only wise for you to understand how it runs, understand the structure, understand what needs to be done, what regulations guide, starting a business that requires, product management, basically, right? And
Okay.
I would say that it is necessary for you to work with an organization, a structured organization that has a clear path for growth where you can, climb the ladder and, become successful at that organization with enough knowledge to then pull out and then start up your own organization because you now have all the needed skills and all the needed knowledge and, structure needed to start off your own company. So that's why I said it's a mix of both, right? It's necessary for you to have that knowledge by working for someone, helping someone build their business. It's also sacrificing as well, sacrificing your skills to help someone build theirs so that when you start yours, you have people to also sacrifice. And then because you have learned and you have seen how, your organization or the people you worked for treated you, you also have an idea of how to treat the people that would work for you in the future as well. Yeah.
Right. So it's a good mix of both. I mean,
It's a good blend. Yeah.
getting your foot into a firm where you can learn and then, be, should I say, be to a degree mentored by those who have been in the industry for a long time, get better, improve your skill, yourself, upskill, and then, branch out onto your own. All right. Well said there,
Yeah.
Stanley. Now let's talk about something that Ali actually alluded to in his message, and that is AI or artificial intelligence. There's a saying
Yeah.
that says you won't lose your job to AI, you lose your job to another person that uses AI. What do you make of that particular saying? Does it hold water?
Yes, it does. I would say, I mean, I've been in conversations where we refer to AI as just like an advanced research. AI basically just, goes through a vast amount of data, vast amount of information available on the internet, and then, gives you an answer basically, right? In few
Okay.
minutes.
Yeah.
Um, there are some organizations who do not advise using AI. There are some organizations who encourage it, but you must be, open about it. If you present a document and say, and present a lot of information about it, and then someone finds out that you used AI for such, and you do not disclose that, then it becomes a problem, right? And that's how it's organizations encourage you to use AI, but you must be open about it, right? But in
Mm,
terms of you losing your job to someone who uses AI, I would say the person who uses AI, it's not exactly tasking their brain as much as you are, right? Because
mm,
AI is like a shortcut to reaching your maybe documentation goals, right? But
right.
someone who, goes through the true amount of, building. I mean, even for example, ChatGPT always writes under that this is enhanced, so for always check for the information being correct, right? It's not exactly accurate, so you must as well still do your own piece of work on whatever ChatGPT gives you. But just like I mentioned, you cannot leverage your entire experience as a product manager with the use of artificial intelligence, right? And
Right.
ChatGPT is not the only, AI available right now. There are several forms of AI. For example, the use of sensors in cars. Those are all AIs. For example, Tesla, you know, Tesla using a lot of AIs to maybe alert the driver on several things within the car. Those are all forms of AI. So it depends on how the organization is using AI to power their their objectives. And it depends on if your organization is not even AI powered, right? But you can use AI for your work, but you must be open about it, that this is not your knowledge. It's just like you writing a master's, dissertation. And you have to also show your um what's it called? What's this called? Why did I forget the word?
References?
Yeah, showing the references, basically the plagiarism. That's the word I'm looking for.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, showing the references and the plagiarism count as well. It's just like you being open about, yeah, this is where I got inspiration for this work.
From.
So it's not
Mm,
exactly my truest idea, but I got inspired by this person's work and I've made it into something of my own, right? So you won't exactly lose your job to AI. You won't exactly also lose your job to someone who uses AI. You would lose your job for just not being your authentic self. Yeah.
all right. Very important to find a balance between
Yeah.
using AI and doing the actual work. Okay, Stanley, real quick here. Uh, does a career in product management actually translate into remote work with flexible hours? Is that a thing?
Um, I would say that the advent of COVID-19 really opened a lot of organizations to the fact that a lot of things could be done from remote areas or specifically from the home. And I would say that product management is actually one of it and other remote roles. Product management, most of the product management roles available are hybrid, such that come to the office twice a week or three times a week, and then you can work from home maybe twice a week as well. And the reason why they do this is because as a product manager, you are the bridge between the development team and the stakeholders. So you cannot be entirely physically absent from from the office or from where your
Mm,
clients are, right? But there are
right.
some product management roles that are entirely remote. It's a remote role. My current role, I'm supposed to be in the office at least twice a week, and I work from home the other 3 days, right? So the two times I
Okay,
get to be in the office, I ensure that all my stakeholder meetings are, held physically and face to face, because face to face interactions are usually the best for when
true.
you're speaking with, your colleagues as well as your users as well. So it's a lot of tech roles right now are, you know, much more remote than hybrid. But I would say product management, a lot more of the roles that I see are usually hybrid roles. So, half in the office and half at home as well. And some of the roles who are fully remote always require you to have a good office setup, because you need to concentrate and you also need to, work like you are
Actually, in the
you are
office.
you're actually in the office. Yeah. So yeah.
Right.
Um Product management gives you the opportunity to work remotely. Yes.
All right, fantastic. So, as we round up the conversation, Stanley, we need to just quickly touch on this. So, for anyone who is listening in right now and would love to get into the field of product management, where do they start?
So to answer that question, I would say don't limit yourself to product management. Conduct that personal research like I did. And this personal research is for you to understand what works for you. What do you really
Okay,
want to do? What are you going to be happy about? I'm just one person who went into product management because that was my best fit. But for you, it might be different. So conduct that research, look at your background. What do you think your thinking faculty can handle or can take, right? And when you conduct that research, you find that out. But for people who want to get into product management specifically, I took my training with Product Dive. It's a product school in Nigeria that trains you in everything product management from start to finish. And at the end of 6 months, you have the opportunity to start looking for a role. They would also include you in like a community of other product managers that you can learn
Okay.
from, you can be a mentee to, or learn from. You also have access to their job boards because you're part of that product school. So product dive is the name. So product and then dive, DIVE. So I took my training with them, and
Right.
they are a very big part of my story, and I always keep, spreading the word. For people in the United Kingdom who might have access to listen to this, there's also a UK conference happening in London. If you go to their Instagram page, Product Dive, there's a UK conference happening in London live, and you have access to meet other people who are product managers within the UK. It's open
Right.
to people who are just trying to, you know, get into product management. I would actually advise, product that this is not sponsored, right? So nobody asked me to say this is just me always
Yeah.
spreading their word because they
From
helped me.
from your personal experience, I get that. Yes.
Exactly, because they
All right.
helped me. There are loads of other product schools online. There's product school, there is brain station. So look for what helps you, take training, and then start dishing out your roles. Yeah.
All right. Take training, get better, and of course, start to work on getting those roles. Thank you so much, Stanley, for joining me this evening to talk about product management and, of course, building skills and creating value as well. This has been very, very interesting. Thank you for taking out the time to be with us this evening.
Thank you so much. This was an entirely great time, great pleasure being here. And it was like this is actually my first time being on radio.
Ah, great to know that you are sharing your first time with me. I mean, I feel honored.
Yeah, yeah.
You've been a very great guest. Thank you so much.
No worries. Thank you so much, Yeah.
All right. Have yourself a great evening. And of course, thank you to all our wonderful listeners for joining in this evening on Business Hub. We do this every Tuesday, 5:15 p.m. on the Smooth Drive on Smooth 98.1. Brought to you by Lotus Bank. The Smooth Drive will continue more great music as we journey along to the 6 o'clock hour.